All right, guys. This is Acer of Spades, Team TSE State 268. We are number one, coming back to you with an incredibly important update, one that I've been waiting to collect all the proper information on. And we are talking about the commercial hub, or simply the helicopter port that we have been given. There have been some major changes over the last month to that helicopter port. I'm going to go over literally everything. I need you guys to bear with me because every piece of this information is definitely going to be worth it. I'm not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump right into it. But first, if you find my information even remotely helpful, please like and subscribe and share my channel and my videos with your state, with your leadership, and with the members that need it the most. I try to provide the best information. Check up at the top right. Every so often, you're going to see videos and things that I'm talking about pop up in the little iCards. You can click them. It'll instantly take you to the next video or the video pertaining to that information to help you guys out. And like I said, let's not waste any time because we have a lot to cover. Let's get started. All right, guys. So first things first, as you guys already know, I have multiple accounts that I'm capable of accessing, and I've pulled a few to show you exactly what we have going on. And I'm going to explain to you the old and new changes that have happened with the commercial hub, and we're going to get right into it. So first things first, the old would come every 2 hours or so. You needed to log on all the time. Heroes, you would have development heroes that you could use, and I'll go through them real quick. I actually already split my industrialist, so I have a new fresh one ready to go. He has unfortunately become completely useless, and technically, believe it or not, so has my buddy Esquire. I have all the respect for Esquire, so that's why I have not gotten rid of Sebastian yet, because I have faith that the developers are going to do something to make him useful again. He is not an easy hero to achieve all the time. It requires a lot of luck or a lot of fragments, so I'm keeping him. I'm not splitting him, but right now, he's completely useless, but he was great with the old helicopter. You could only use money at the old helicopter. You would trade your money in for certain resources, or you would trade it in basically for electricity or whatever else and buy resources with it. It really didn't help that much, but we did it, and we did what we could with it. You would have to log on a lot more often, because if you missed your time frames, you basically didn't get that, and you could only call for free with either Esquire's effect, or basically you had to be there. So that was that. And then of course you had basically consistently low quality amounts of stuff. So if you were only able to log on 2 or 3 times a day, even for a couple hours, you weren't getting a great benefit out of the helicopter port. I was on quite frequently. I leveled mine up to 17 at the time, and it was good for me. Now let's talk about the positive changes, guys. You have some crazy, amazing stuff. So we're going to go through it real quick. If I go to trade, I have 2 options now instead of just one. Option number 1, I can sell my resources for money. At level 17, that's 866,000. If I want, I can simply go to, say, my lumber or food, and I'll go ahead and trade that in. 1.36 million gives me $866,000. I'll take that all day. Now, your level of the commercial port is the only thing that affects the sell resources tab. I highly suggest using food because you typically have an overabundance of it, and you can only do it once. However, if you go ahead and you tell it to take off, and then you immediately click it and call it with the free calls that they're now giving us, you can immediately trade, lo and behold, even more food again. It's a little more now, unless you use the recommended, which gives it a lot less. You get like I guess it's a 25% off amount, or I don't really know the exact amount. Either way, I can sell 2 million food if I want now and get the same amount of money. And I can continue to do that all day, as long as I go, as an example, to my items and use one of these free new gifts, the helicopter landing sorties, and it will go ahead and get that done. Now, the cool part is the second tab, because I'm going to go ahead and tell it to take off again. The second tab that opens up on the trade menu is available whether or not the helicopter is there at all times during the day. However, you can only use it once, and at reset, it resets the items. Now, there's a couple things that you need to keep in mind. Before we get into exactly what that does, we're going to go down that same list that we did for the old. So it obviously only comes once a day, but you can get it back as many times as you want without the use of Sebastian, Esquire, or anything else. You can just use the free ones that they give you at reset every day. They give you 2, by the way. So the heroes, unfortunately, are useless at this current time, guys. Again, I told you I'm expecting that they're going to do a better job with the updates coming up. For now, they're basically useless. Next, you can use RSS. You can use resources to actually get things done. So if you go to trade, you can use your resources that you have in excess to get additional items that you might need, which is way better than using money or diamonds, which are the only things you can use in the bazaar as well. So you kind of get your own little bazaar no matter what class you are. You can log on a lot less because the items only come once a day anyway. It doesn't matter what time you log on, and it doesn't even matter if the helicopter's there. You can go ahead and utilize those items and make those trades throughout the day if you see something you need or like. And you only have to be on once a day to do that. You are going to get the absolute best deals in the game. A little further in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly why I say that. No matter what I've seen so far in this game, whether it be the bazaar, even the VIP shop does not come close to the deals that you're going to get out your commercial hub. So updates are mandatory on this, developers. There's no way in the world it could stay like that because people pay for VIP and the commercial hub is absolutely free. You can buy parts and materials with your excess resource. This is by far the reason why you're going to get the best deals in the game. You cannot lose with that. It is absolutely astounding. So we're going to go through some of that. And the items are way better are affected by the base level and not the level of the port or the helicopter commercial hub. It is not affected by the level. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what I mean by that. So I'm currently level 17 on this. I'm just going to take a little bit of time out and I'm going to log on to, say, Acer's Pet 8. All right, on second thought, we're just going to go ahead and open up Valor Knight here instead because my first attempt at this video kind of failed. So I'm just going to start off where I was at and try to give you guys some extra information now. So to make a long story short, if you go into her port, which is only level 11, by the way, guys, if I didn't mention this in the first half of the video, the sell resources is affected by the level of the commercial port. But the item exchange on this side, not only does the helicopter not have to be there, like I said already, but it also is not affected by that. It is actually affected by your base level. So you can have a level 1 port and get the same exact results that you get on a level 20 port. It has nothing to do with it. I've even seen it in other videos of individuals who are level 25. They have the same exact stuff, in some cases worse than what you will see with a level 1 on one of my farm accounts. And you guys, I'm sure, will experience the same thing. But to go back to it, there's your electricity. You can go ahead and get 7.4 million electricity for 1 million food. So that, and again, guys, is an incredible deal. Tip number 2, if I didn't say tips, well, here we go. We're doing some tips now. Do not, under any circumstances, sell any iron. And then let me go through a couple other accounts that I've already predetermined for you so you can see what a terrible deal looks like and what not to do. So we'll head over to Acer's Pet 2. And in Acer's Pet 2, if I remember correctly, I never remember correctly. Everything's in a different spot in these accounts. I got to really organize things. Anyway, if I go back to his items, what you'll never want to do, number 1, is don't buy the advanced teleports out of here, guys. If you have a VIP shop, if you're level 20, get them from there. They're incredibly cheap that way. Maybe even if necessary, if it's not Doomsday, go ahead and use Alliance points and get him. Maybe even diamonds sometimes. But you know what you don't do? You don't sell 4 million iron for an advanced teleport. Use COZ. Yeah, that's a terrible deal. Also, what I found is they all seem to look exactly alike. There's a parts material option that comes up frequently, and if you'll notice there's one right here at the bottom. You can get 2 green chests for 10 million wood. Even if you have excess wood, that is an incredible, egregious waste of your wood. You could do much better than that. Like if you're going to trade it in my personal opinion, go ahead and trade in the wood for the one at the top right here for 1.5 million fuel. So now we're talking literally, what is that, 9 million fuel for 4 million wood? That's a much better trade. That's a much better deal. Also, here's more electricity. Sell your 1 million wood and get over 10 million electricity. Guys, if you combine this information with my how to save electricity video, which I'll put up at the top right here at this video, If you combine that information, you'll never run out of electricity ever again. And it's actually way more efficient than they did the last time. So if you were worried about what happened to my electricity, well, the new commercial hub is even better for that. And then finally, I want to show you what I believe is a pretty good deal on Acer's Pet. So I just pulled this one up not too long ago. And again, these deals change every single reset. So they're going to be different every single day. And the helicopter doesn't need to be there. I know I keep repeating myself, but I want you guys to know that you can do them all day. And don't recall it trying to get different deals. But another great deal would be 4 million food for purple quality dreadnought material. Now, you may or may not be interested in Dreadnought, but it will do the same thing for Ranger. It will do the same thing for Phantom. I see it all the time. That would be another considerably excellent deal. So get your materials, especially purple quality materials, for 4 million. But as I stated on the last one, I wouldn't get the 3 green for 10 million iron, and I certainly wouldn't get the 3 green Ranger material either for 10 million iron. Iron is way too expensive, guys. So rule number 1, don't exchange your iron, period. It's stupid. I don't care how good the deal is. I mean, it's got to be really, really, really super good. You can use discretion, but rules seem to fit really well. Don't exchange your iron. Number 2, get rid of the food and wood. Don't be stupid with the 10 million for green material. But other than that, food and wood, that's the answer. And you'll get all the electricity you need. You'll get full on parts and everything. So to prove that, the last one I want to go to is I believe Espinario. I could be wrong, so you'll have to excuse me. Actually, I'm pretty positive it's not. Let me just go over to H's Pet 3. I could have swore I marked these down. And I wanted to show you what an example of a decent part would be as well, because it's not just the materials, guys. And you'll see this on your own basis if you go to trade. All right, I got it right. So this is an example. I'm not a huge fan of Trailblazers. I don't really need it at this point. But if you're still trying to get those golden parts to make your gathering days a lot easier, this is an example of one time I might actually spend iron. It is a farm account, so I'm not going to be doing it at all in this one. But hypothetically, on my main base, if it said 4 million iron and I'm going to get 2 full-on purple parts, I'm probably going to go ahead and get that. Because you can always, if you guys didn't know, you can always upgrade the parts from purple to gold, excuse me, to orange, and then until gold. You just have to have 4 copies. So what you wouldn't do is you wouldn't open up these parts. You would simply collect the 2 boxes with the 4 million. You'd wait for another 2 boxes to come up, and then you'd go ahead and hit the upgrade button, and you can go right up to the next color immediately. So literally, you can collect golden parts for 4 million iron or 4 million food at any time. I mean, that's an incredible deal. So again, you can't even do that with the VIP shop, at least not VIP level 1 or 2 that I'm aware of. Maybe VIP level 3 and 4. I don't know, but the commercial hub is absolutely off the charts for that. So then the last but not least, I just want to go over a few conversion rates, and I'm going to ask you guys a final question. So if you can, stay to the end for me, because I want to see where we're going with this. But let me just give you a few conversions. If I wanted to, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and load my own account for that. If I wanted to get things out of the VIP shop, and I decided I wanted to go get, let's say, diamonds, or excuse me, use my diamonds to get VIP, it would literally cost me 10,000 VIP would cost me 2,500 diamonds, right? Now that 2,500 diamonds, according to my VIP, would currently get me, say, 1 million lumber for 10K, right? Now, if I decided that I wanted to go to my commercial hub for today, which if I'm not mistaken, today sucked. It was much better yesterday. But again, that's the thing about the commercial hub. It varies all the time. Now, if I wanted to do that, I don't have anything with lumber, but 10,000 is also 1.5 food and 1.5 oil. Okay. So if I wanted to go ahead and get something like these blue materials here for 4 million, they're only Trailblazer materials, so I wouldn't do it for 4 million fuel per se. But again, if I wanted to do that, that would cost me hypothetically a little over 5,000 diamonds worth of VIP points. Or I could just use the excess fuel. Either way, it seems to me the only really good deal that I have today would probably be to trade my fuel in for the 750,000 Iron. I mean, that's pretty much all I have in mind. Yesterday was a much better day. I collected 3 or 4 3.7 million electricity. I went ahead and put that in my thing. So I'm quite satisfied with what I had yesterday. Either way, the whole point is, guys, the commercial hub is giving you a much better value than, in most cases, even the VIP shop when it comes to getting your resources or even getting your electricity or getting anything else. And it doesn't provide currently, at least not at my level, any parts or any materials. So, guys, if this information was even remotely helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. And I'm going to keep bringing you as much information as I possibly can to try to help out the best way I possibly can. And also, don't forget, guys, that I need to know exactly how you guys feel about what the future is going to be. One of the biggest letdowns of the commercial port is we can't use Industrialist or Sebastian Esquire at all, pretty much at this point. I don't need them. And I'm not going to split my Esquire because of the difficulty of getting him and the luck that it takes. But guys, I would like to ask you, do you think they're going to change the heroes entirely, or are they going to leave them obsolete and then somehow maybe create new heroes? I just really want to hear your opinions in the comment section below. So please go ahead and put that down there and see what we got. And if you have any other questions or have any video requests, let me know. That being said, guys, sorry about the faulty video the first time. I think it was better the first time around, but we get what we get, right? All right, guys. Ace of Spades, Team TSC signing out.